Hello, I am in Dorman, or the Dorman Museum in Middlesbrough, and so this is the first thing. Read that. Discovering archaeology. How do we find archaeological sites and remains? It's actually quite interesting. Seems like it could be interesting. There are many different ways. Some buildings, like churches and castles, may survive for centuries. Other buildings may be mentioned in old documents or maps. Some sites survive as ruins or mounds of earth. Others are scattered broken pottery or discarded tools. That's a church. You can read the name. And that's the site of Iron Age settlements. Aerial photographs can reveal sites as marks in crops or soils. Buried sites are sometimes found during building work. Like no one could build. I think it's Rome's public transport without somehow finding something. I think it's that right. Others are still found by chance, and that's some more stuff. You can read image of a building. There's that there. And then, what sorts of information can archaeology tell us? What did people eat 4,000 years ago? Meat was a much more important part of our diet than cereals. Cereals were mainly grown to make beer. That's interesting. How long ago did they live? How big were they? How did they die? Disease, poor diet, and lack of care meant that people had much shorter lives. They were smaller than that we are today. I think it was like 5'6" was average height in like Napoleonic times, if I'm remembering correctly, for a man as well, not for a woman. What happened to animals as they were domesticated? As they became small and sheep became more woolly. Well, what was the patterns used for? How was it made? Tiny deposits inside broken pots show whether they were used for cooking, drinking, or storage. Lots more can be discovered through archaeology. That's there we go. And it's also back in time. This is for Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough, as we know it, began in the 1830s. However, people have lived in this area for more than 8,000 years. First people to live here surrounded by hunting animals and birds, fishing, gathering plants and shellfish. All survived by, as they lived in small family groups and moved around to make the most valuable foods such as deer and salmon. Their tools were made of flint, wood, antwer and bone. Farmers settled around the banks of the Tees around 4000 BC. The Tees is the river in Middlesbrough, by the way, the main river in Middlesbrough. They had used stone axes to clear forests that would have sailed under the Tees in a small dugout canoe. Small dugout canoes, not a single one, just a really big canoe that everyone goes on, or one canoe that you split into multiple. Anyways, bronze was the first metal to be used for weapons and tools. They were sometimes buried in graves or destroyed in ritual offerings. A bronze sword, now in the British Museum, was shred from the Tees. Iron was developed about 3,000 years ago. As yet there was little evidence for Roman activity in the area, although Landgate Lane may be a Roman road. Some of that land cleared by the first farmers continues to be farmed for thousands of years. Many settlements, such as, you can read all that were first named in the Domesday Book of 1086. Some flourishing along the Obi Meadow buildings that survived from medieval churches. Sometimes entire villages became deserted. Stanby, for example, there were just grass-covered humps and bumps in fields beside the A19. See you in the next recording. Hey over. So these are the stories of a stone. You can just pause to read that. There's that, and that. There we go. And these are the things. I haven't actually gone through and read them myself, but what I'm going to say is that's the Roman inscription, because that's in Latin and in the Roman script as well. So anyways, I'll see you in the next recording. Hello again. So what's in the name? You can pause to read that. I'll read any interesting bits, but you can pause to read that. But obviously I'm not giving you enough time to read them. But some local place names have their meanings: Berwick, Barley Farm; Newham, New Settlement; Marton, settlement in marshy grounds. Stainton, farm settlement built on stone. Oh, that's Old English, so Germanic English. Some house near the river, cargo fleet, coal huts, coal by, coal's farm, and nun fort, a settlement of nuns. And there's also this, an ancient river. You can pause to read any of this. And there's a map there of mostly England and Wales, but there is also some other bits. Most of Scotland, but not all. And then here's a canoe, I assume. It doesn't actually say anything about it, but yeah, you can see all this. And then there's a boat, the Pickering, and you can read some of those stats. And look at how majestic it is. And there's also this. And there's this boat. You can pause if you want to read any more. There's this, and actually that's what we're going to film in the next video. And there's this as well. Anyways, I'll see you in the next recording. Hey over, crossing the river is good. You can pause it if you want to read anything properly. And that there. That's the image. There. 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 And there. And there's also a boat there, which I don't know what that is. But basically, you pick up something over one side, take it across with this to the other side. So that's basically a simple explanation of what it does. Anyways, I'll see you in the next recording. Hey over, this is a Northern District Telephone Company's telephone exchange switchboard at Exchange Place, Middlesbrough in 1885. Now I'm going to try and hold this. Sorry if I don't do an amazing job. I pat my finger, so there we go. And you can just like turn it, so to turn it. There's also this that you can read, and busy town that you can read. And that, and there's also some more things you can read. And see all that, and just show you this here. You can pause it, and there's also a little bit. Anyways, I'll see you in the next recording.